In the heart of Romania, hidden among ancient forests and long-forgotten ruins, there once lived a princess whose story was never meant to be told. Not because it wasn't important, but because it was buried, just like her. Her name was Princess Ecaterina. In official records, she barely exists. No portraits, no funerals, no royal mention. But a discovery made in 2005 reopened a century-old mystery and whispered a haunting tale of forbidden love, betrayal, and silence. This is the story of a girl who loved too deeply and vanished forever. It was the year 1912. Romania was still a monarchy, and the countryside was dotted with castles and noble estates. Princess Ecaterina, just 17 years old, lived in a quiet royal household far from the capital. She was adored by villagers who called her the Gentle Rose. Known for her poetry, soft singing voice, and graceful riding, she wasn't like the others at court. She didn't care for balls, titles, or politics. Her heart belonged elsewhere, to a boy with muddy boots and calloused hands, a stable boy named Nikolai. Nikolai worked in the palace stables, and their paths crossed when Ekaterina began riding early in the mornings. One shared glance turned into a secret smile. That smile became a conversation, and that conversation became love. For over a year, they exchanged love letters, hidden beneath flower pots and under horse saddles. In those letters, they dreamed of escaping, living freely, loving openly, but they were watched. A princess and a stable boy. In those days, that was not just scandal. It was treason. One stormy night in November, under the cover of thunder, they made their move. Ekaterina had stolen a cloak. Nikolai had 2 horses ready, and they planned to flee through the old forest road. But someone betrayed them. Before they could escape, palace guards surrounded the stable. What happened next was brutal. Nikolai fought. He begged them to let her go, but a single gunshot ended his life. Ekaterina screamed, sobbed, tried to run. She was dragged away by force, her cries echoing into the night. The next day, she was gone. No one saw her again. There was no royal mourning, no funeral, no grave. The official statement from the palace was simple. The princess has entered a convent for spiritual retreat. But there was no record of any such convent visit. Her belongings disappeared. Her letters burned. It was as if she had never existed. Locals whispered that she had been locked in the tower, or worse. For decades, her name was only remembered in hushed tones by elders. Until 2005, when during the renovation of an old 13th century well near the estate, workers discovered something chilling. Deep inside the sealed well lay a human skeleton, small, delicate, wrapped in what seemed to be royal silk. Around the bones was a rusted locket. Inside it, barely legible, were the words, "Forever yours, N." Experts believe the remains belonged to a young noblewoman from the early 1900s. The locket's engraving matched the initial of Nikolai. But the monarchy refused to comment. No DNA tests were publicly done. No answers were given. Just silence. But those who believe this. Princess Ecaterina was never sent to a convent. She was punished for love, locked away, buried alive in a well to silence her truth. And now, they say her spirit still lingers in the gardens of the estate. That on rainy nights the sound of weeping can be heard from the well. A soft voice whispering, "Nikolai." Some stories were never meant to be found, but the truth always rises.